All right. So Christmas in July. Awesome. That's just what you expected when you walked in church this morning, yeah? Christmas trees and altar and wrapping paper on the walls and all that good stuff, right? Well, I gotta be honest, this Christmas in July thing, it was a lot like Christmas in December in that it snuck up on me. So I had like no announcement about it last week. Normally I would have given you a heads up. At least you could have like dug out a Christmas sweater, which you totally want to wear right now. But no, on Monday morning last week I looked at the planner. Oh my gosh, we're doing Christmas in July already. So actually this week we had a discussion in our family about Christmas. So Paul and I were on the phone talking, and we're just having one of those like regular budget conversations, you know. And he says, well, we gotta tighten down, you know, like we're really gonna have to, you know, pinch the pennies and stuff, because if we don't do it now, we're not gonna have anything to spend on Christmas. And I went, oh man, I have to think about Christmas already, pinching the pennies for Christmas. Yeah. So Christmas in July is kind of a different opportunity, though. Okay, so we take this opportunity to focus on Christmas in a way that we don't usually get to do it in December. So. And we're going to draw some parallels between 4th of July and Christmas. I promise you there are some. Okay, so I'm scrolling through my Facebook feed yesterday, and everybody's post is 4th of July, 4th of July, 4th of July, right? And I got a joke for you. You ready? Maybe you already saw it. So it's a picture of the Declaration of Independence, and it says, on July 4th, 1776, the Founding Fathers penned the ultimate breakup letter. Yeah? And the tagline is, it's not us, capital U-S, it's you, okay? That was bad. That was bad. It's not us, it's you, okay? Yeah. But Christmas in July is sort of that, okay? So Christmas in July is like giving this breakup letter to the Christmas in December. And what I mean is we're breaking up with the bad part of Christmas, yeah? We're breaking up with all that stuff that comes along with Christmas. It's like really stressful. So Christmas in July is that opportunity to get all the God stuff without all the other stuff. You know the stuff I'm talking about, right? So I'm about to put you in a very stressful place. You ready? Here we go. All that other stuff that comes with Christmas, you know, like all the extra holiday parties. So you gotta go to at least one every other night, you know? Or you might have extra work obligations during Christmas. Or you might have, let's see, what else is there? There's extra cooking. A lot of extra cooking, especially if you're going to host a party. Oh, that's hosting a party. That's a great stressor, yeah? And then my personal favorite, all the extra cleaning that comes at Christmas time, because you got to have people over. And there's probably some baking in there, right? So you got to heat up the house and get the baking done, because you got to give it out to all your friends and then probably put some out at that party you're hosting. And if you have little ones, you're going to have to work in time to go see Santa, yeah, and get the picture with Santa. And then, oh, wait, got to remember the reason for the season. And so you're going to slip in like the Toys for Tots. Maybe we'll go volunteer over here. And then, of course, there are the presents, right? Which not only do you got to budget for the presents because you got to pay for them, but then you actually got to go shopping for them. You got to make time to go get them. And then the part that I always forget, you got to wrap them. Anybody else forget to wrap the presents? Yeah, until Christmas Eve, and you look at, oh darn, those need to go under the tree, and I can't just put them the way they are? Oh, man. Are you in a stressful place yet? Are you with me? No, you guys are like, it's summer, I'm on vacation. Stop it. Stop it. There is a lot that comes with Christmas. There's like this busyness, and there's a little bit of pressure of like all the things that you're supposed to do. You know, you feel like you have so many extra obligations, and it just wears on you to the point that you don't really anymore get to experience Christmas. Try as you might, right? So this last Christmas season, we decided that we were just going to, you know, get smart and beat the whole Christmas crazy thing before it really consumed us. And so we decided that we would take a short little one-night getaway the weekend before Christmas. Yeah, you can laugh because this was a stupid idea. So Christmas felt like midweek last year, you remember that? And so we decided that Friday night before we would drive down to Tucson and just spend one night, and that way we'd have like a little mini Sabbath and rest and whatever before we came back then to enjoy Christmas. But you know how it actually worked. Was I knew it was coming, and so for like 3 weeks before, all I can think is, oh my gosh, I have to plan this other extra trip. And then we were staying in a place that had like the full kitchen and stuff, so I have to bring all the food, or I have to go grocery shopping when we get there, and then I'm gonna have to cook, and then I gotta do the dishes, and then I'm gonna have to pack for everybody, and then when we get back, I gotta do all the laundry. And so it just became like another stressor, like another thing that you have to do. The list of that sort of stuff, I feel like, is endless in the Christmas and December. And it just compounds over and over and over. So you get to the end of December and you think, oh, it's finally over. Now January I'll get a relief, but somehow that never really works out, does it? Yeah. When through this whole season, through all this pressure and stress and busy, all we really want to do, all we really want to hear is that voice of God that is calling to us. It's the voice of God that says, Emmanuel, I mean, it's God with us. And God says, come, be with me like I am with you. Celebrate this beautiful story of God being always present, that's full of great joy. Well, I do think that maybe, this whole 4th of July, Christmas thing, there are some things that they have in common. And there are some really good reasons that we should celebrate Christmas in July. Yeah? You with me? Okay, I'll tell you what they are. You see if you agree. Okay, so Christmas and 4th of July have the dressing up thing in common. Bex, do you see some red, white, and blue? Did anybody plan your red, white, and blue for 4th of July? Yeah? Yeah? Did you wear your red, white, and blue yesterday? Yeah. Yes? Okay. So it's kind of like Christmas in that aspect, because at Christmas, like, you dress up purposely, but I'm thinking 4th of July is better. 4th of July's got it better, because at Christmas, you got to wear like the really formal stuff, you know, the dress that so-and-so gave you, or the suit that, you know, your wife or your family wants you to wear, and it's all formal, you know, and it's all just really uptight, and you just can't get comfortable, and you better not get it dirty. You better not get it dirty. Don't drip anything from dinner on it, and don't fall down in the parking lot and skin your knee, because at Christmas, it has to be perfect. Whereas 4th of July, you know that you've seen the family, maybe you are that family, where they've all gone out and gotten like the 4th of July outfits. You know, you go to Old Navy, you buy the t-shirt, you get the matching shorts, and you're all ready for 4th of July. That's totally different, right? You're buying it for comfort, yeah? And you fully expect it to get dirty, right? Because you're going to be sweating like crazy in it, first of all. You're going to eat something messy. It's okay if it gets dirty. 4th of July's got this way better, this whole dressing up thing, right? Okay, so then there's the family aspect, family friends gathering thing that we got going on with 4th of July and Christmas. At Christmas, it's the focus is really on family, right? And you're trying to get as much of the family together as you possibly can, maybe all those that live nearby or whoever's flying in and stuff like that. And perhaps you are one of the lucky people that 4th of July looks kind of the same for you, so you kind of have the same gathering at 4th of July. But for the rest of us, 4th of July is that opportunity to hang out with your friends and your family that you like. Right? Yeah. So instead of stressing over at Christmas where you're like arranging the table seating, we're like, okay, I can sit this person next to this person, but not that person, because there's all kind of tension here. 4th of July is just get a plate and sit wherever, right? We're very much more relaxed and comfortable. There's still really great food. Both holidays have great food, and both holidays have bright, twinkly lights. A lot in common, yeah? Come on, be impressed. That was
Good job, Sarah.
That's tough. Thank you. There's also the aspect, though, of ways in which they're different. And I really think that we have an opportunity to celebrate Christmas in July. You know, yesterday, our family had a new experience. So we went over to another family's house and had 4th of July, like meal and yummy and all this stuff, and then the fireworks and everything. The fireworks was the new experience for us, okay? So everybody's hanging out in the backyard and having a good time and chatting and everything. I guess our whole hanging out stuff, I saw the fireworks coming, like obviously we're gonna watch fireworks, but I had it pictured in my head that we would be in the backyard still and just watching them like over the back fence. So it gets dark, and all of a sudden, there's a huge boom. Oh my gosh, I just undid my buckle. Okay. It gets dark, and there's a huge boom that sounds like it came from like inside the house, right? I'm freaking out. Everybody else is totally calm, like this is normal. And everybody kind of gets up and migrates from the backyard into the front yard. No, apparently we're going to watch them in the driveway. So everybody sets up the chairs in the driveway, and before I know it, the entire neighborhood's come out and they're setting off fireworks in the middle of the street. Anybody, is this like your normal experience? Okay,
Yes, it is.
Okay, so this is actually a normal experience for a lot of Americans, but this was the first time for me, right? So I am freaking out because I'm sitting in this chair and my children are here and my new little puppy, okay, very concerned about my new little puppy, is sitting in my lap. And only 30 feet away are explosives being set off purposely in the middle of the street. Okay, so I'm freaking out. It occurs to me as we're setting off fireworks and as the kids are waving lit things all over the place, that it's possible that something could go wrong here. It's possible that, like if one of those rockets just tilted slightly to the side, well, okay, there's nothing I can do about it, I'm done. Like if it fell over on its side and shot towards us, like, okay, I can't stop it, right? This is the thought that's going through my mind. Oh my goodness. But in the middle of it, I did stop for 1 minute and I look over and there's my daughter Margaret and she's standing there with a sparkler in her hand. And it was just magical. It's her first sparkler ever. And so she's holding it like way out here like this. She's terrified of it. She's holding on to the very bitter end so she doesn't get all, pocked up on her hand and stuff. But as it kind of burns down, she kind of like relaxes a little bit and she's staring into the sparkler. And I swear to you, it was just a moment. It was that moment of like peace and calm and gosh, this is so cool. It looked like a movie, y'all. I almost teared up. She looked so sweet. There are moments like that, even amidst chaos or even amidst fear or the possibility of things going wrong. Kim's laughing because I really was scared. I really was. But there are moments of beauty that we can find even in those crazy moments. This is why I think that the opportunity for Christmas in July is so awesome. Because if something were to go wrong with your Christmas in December, wouldn't you take that a lot harder? Like there's a lot of pressure. There's some buildup. There's the, gosh, we really want to live into the Christmas season and experience Christ's birth like for real. We really want to have that peace and if something goes wrong, like it's very stressful. I mean, if, God forbid, a storm came in and all the airports closed down so the loved ones could not make it to the Christmas. And what if something in the house broke, the oven broke and you couldn't cook Christmas dinner? Oh my goodness. But come 4th of July, we expect something to go wrong, right? We're much more okay with the mishaps and the craziness happening around us. That once the stress level is kind of sloughed off, we're so much more ready to experience the moments like with the sparkler, to take in the moments of God wanting to be with us. Because so many things could have gone wrong with that Christmas story, like the one where Jesus was actually born, that Christmas story. So many things could have gone wrong. I think about that aspect of freedom. We celebrate freedom at 4th of July, and our core value in our country, that we can believe what we want and talk about what we want and be heard and speak up and live in places where we desire to live. It's a free country, yeah? That freedom originated with God. Because God says, I desire a relationship with you, and I want you to want to live with me and live like me, but you can say no. That's your freedom. That's your free will. So many things could have gone wrong with the story. I mean, what if Mary said no? There was one pastor, I heard a sermon once where he was speculating on whether or not Mary was the first young lady that the angel had appeared to. Because, there had been a list before her of all these ladies who said no. What if Mary had said no? That would have changed the whole story. But then once Mary had said yes, I mean, what if Joseph said no? Joseph had a lot of power in that situation. If Joseph had said no, it would have turned out totally differently. I mean, Mary could have been stoned to death. Oh, end of the story right there. Or, even if he refused to marry her, I mean, she could have been married off to, like, whoever was willing to marry her on such short notice, thinking that probably wouldn't have been a love match. Yeah? Probably not a good situation. Or maybe Mary would have been sent away to have her pregnancy and her birth in secret. Would the baby have been kept? Probably not. Or maybe it would have been adopted to another family. That would have changed the story significantly. The whole lineage had already been set up to follow down Joseph's line. So many things could have gone wrong. And yet, we are still able to find, amidst the chaos and the craziness of the story, we're still able to find those moments where it's just them and God. And we're inspired to find those moments between us and God. I really like the way that that movie, The Nativity, portrays it. Have you seen The Nativity? I highly recommend it. It just tells the story of Jesus' birth. And there's the part where Mary and Joseph are traveling to Bethlehem. And they stop along the road. They've been walking for days and for days. And Mary's pregnant out to here. I don't want to think about the stamina that she had to go through to do that. But they stop by the side of the road to rest. And they're going to sleep there for the night. And they have a little bite to eat. And it kind of, to me, it just represented this quiet moment where everything else in their lives had been stripped away and they were able to be with God. Because you got to imagine, like, their life and their community at that point was just so tense, so stressful. What they had just left was everybody knew that Mary was pregnant and that the dates weren't quite right. And so everywhere they went, they were getting the whispers behind the hand and the look, the sideways look and the glaring. And can you imagine the broken friendships? People that had like turned on them that they'd known their whole lives. Terrible. But now they're out on the road. And even though they're not finding rest for their bodies because they're having to walk so far, they're just another couple traveling on the road. And it's like they've found rest for their souls. That's what God is calling to us now. When we hear this story in this season, where even our culture says, it's time to relax, it's time to take a deep breath and refresh, God says, that's what I want to do with you. Hear this story of new birth and new beginnings and new life, and let's start over together. Be here with me, and let me give you rest for your soul. So I'll leave you with one last Christmas treat. We have to have a little bit of Linus, yeah? All right, so here's Linus.
He's taking his time.
It'll come.
Lights, please. And there were in the same country shepherds, abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night, and lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them. The glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore